That bitch ain't nothing like that TPO. Radio switching lanes and that old phone. 55 up a show, don't say it. I'm like, it's like all on the real. Because I know we don't feel like I feel when I'm in the old school. In the old school. He got ready. There's a deal in the door. I know that I'm strong today. So that's why I'm a classic man. And you went from the 50s to the 90s. Kept me in a classic man. I'm in the field with the shit right behind me. Riding through Tallahassee, man. You see a Mustang in the street like state like me. I'm a classic man. I'm a classic man. I'm sneaking in the night in a Ferrari. Getting lights, flipping up and down, I ain't sorry. Supercharger head on and bitch, so retarded. Turn the bass up, so they want to party, yeah. See, I'm a classic man. What we did, my shit the best for it. Switches on the bitch, I put the ice in the sand. No phone like elastic, yeah. Yeah, stop the move. What is this? This is all sit back. Okay.
What's up? This is Son, Nate, CEO, Masculine Footwear. You're listening to Black Lipstick Color ATL Radio Mondays.
10 p.m. Just think about it.
Being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. Fuck being on some chill shit.
Black Lipstick Color ATL Radio. It is Monday. Wait, let me start this shit over again. Black Lipstick Color ATL Radio. We're in the building with Von Door, right?
Von Door Johnson.
Von Door Johnson. And we're starting our campaign. It's called 28,000 Days. And we'll get more into that, exactly what that's about. But we want you to stay tuned. We have so much to talk about. Von is going to basically enlighten us on how to live your 28,000 days to the fullest. Now, if you want to call in, the number is 678-408-0349. We're going to talk about everything under the sun, because that's what we do right here on Black Lipstick Color ATL Radio. I am Black Lipstick, and we will get it in. Let's hit it, DJ.
That's what I love it, how she work the dance floor. I love it, how she work the dance floor. How she work the dance floor.
That'll make you a hoe, shawty, I don't mind. When you work until 3, if you leave me, go get that money, money, money. Your money, money, money. Cause I know how it is. Come here to like this and get that money, money, money. Your money, money, money. You can take off your clothes. Ballers ain't looking like they gon' buy $100. Shawty, you picking them tricks and try to do it to buy. Got all these niggas that got me like this and Beyonce. You want your own, I need what you own, baby. I what I met you in the club. I'm making out for the great race. You dancing in the world. I was raised in the ass, shawty, I don't mind. If you dance on the pole, that'll make you a hoe, shawty, I don't mind. When you work until 3, if you leave me, go with that money, money, money. Your money, money, money. Cause I know how it is. Go ahead and go money, money, money. You can take off your clothes. Long as you come home, girl, I don't mind. When you get off of work, I'll be ready to go in the Ferrari. And when we get home, we have a song, private party, you know. So I don't worry at all about the things that you say. I love you anyway. You can sort of all in the split. You racking up them chips. Your body popping, your booty popping. I'm proud to call you my bitch. Baby, looking but you can't touch your shawty. I'm the only one to get it. So just go and keep doing what you do. I don't mind. If If you dance on the pole, that'll make you a hoe. Shawty, I don't mind when you work until 3. If you're leaving, don't make that money, money, money. Your money, money, money. Cause I know how it is. Gonna handle your biz and make that money, money, money. Your money, money, money. You can take off your clothes. Focus, you coming home.
I'm just tryna get her up, tryna bust it up, tryna take somebody bitch, turn her to a slut, tryna fill my cup, tryna live it up, put some hundreds on her ass, walk her out the club. Lap dance for the first date. Better throw a few bands, that's her base. It's okay if you work late, you can still party like it's your birthday. You can still party hard in your birthday suit, like the pussy out the park, like my name Babe Ruth. Shawty, she just wanna take.
All right, we are back. Black Lipstick Lord ATL Radio. It's Monday. You know how we do it each and every Monday. Some people are not satisfied with Mondays. They are upset about Mondays.
I don't know why.
You know what? I praise them in advance on Sunday because Monday, if I make it to work, I'm okay. 75-85 is all about faith.
Absolutely.
75-85 is all about faith. And speaking of that, our campaign starts today. We're going to do this for a whole month. It's called 28,000 days, which is says statistically the average days that you live as a human being, American.
Yes.
You know, so that's 78, 80. And some of our people are leaving early, real early. And to appreciate life, this is what we want everybody to appreciate your life. I've had several people, it go in threes. So several people that I've known have passed away, ages 40 to 45. So that's young.
It is young.
That's young, you know. Back in the day, 102, 110, things of that nature, you know, with all these chickens being, you know, in steroids and things.
Right.
You know, diseases that we don't know about where they came from, and people don't know if they're aware of them. Like myself, I'm a lupus advocate, a lupus warrior. How I got it, I know it's genetics. My mother is a lupus warrior. But where's the cure? Where did it come from? How did it happen? AIDS, how did it happen? Where did it come from? Is it man-made? Because Magic Johnson was cured.
I believe that.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we want everybody to tune in each and every Monday from 8 to 10 to celebrate life. Let's not complain about it. Let's be about it. Because you just never know, you know? And with that being said, we got Von Dor Johnson, right?
Von Dor Johnson.
Von Dor Johnson in the building with us, as well as Roxy D. Now, I want you guys to know that this is a real show tonight. This ain't nothing that's interviewing where we're gonna play around and let me put it like this. This is not a bakery. We're not gonna sugarcoat shit.
Uncensored.
Okay, uncensored. So if you're listening, you can call us at 678-408-0349. And we'll, if you have some questions for our guests, and we'll answer the questions best as our knowledge. Now let's start with you, Vaughn. I know that you've been through some hardships.
Yes.
Growing up. Let's start from when we were young.
Yes.
Tell me what took you, the strength that you had when you were young. What happened? And just tell me how you overcame it.
Well, basically, I want to start the trauma in my life started when I was about 8 years old. To make a long story short, I was molested at age 8. And to just cut the story, my mother caught the act. So my mother beat my ass, basically, after she caught the act. Instead of me going through a stage of counseling, instead of me being told that this is not normal, I'm sorry this happened to you, instead of me having some compassion, I got the ass whooping. And that caused a lot of trauma throughout my life. But in that, I want to let people know that my mother did the best that she could with her life education. She didn't know at that time that I needed counseling. She didn't know at that time that I needed a series of steps to go through to make me back whole again. So in my adulthood, I went through searching for answers, searching for a healing. I was very promiscuous at one time. I went through a series of addiction, drugs. I experienced clubbing. I tried to fulfill my needs with clothes and money and trips and just being in the scene and being fabulous. None of that worked. So basically, I hit rock bottom within myself. I still held on a job. I still created a great image on the outside, but on the inside, I was broken. So I came to the sense to realize that in every emotion comes from a thought. Every thought that you have creates emotion. And I'm here today to let people know, regardless of your setbacks, disease, depression, whatever it is that you've been through, your life is worthy. You can move through it and you can press through it. And that's just a small thing in a nutshell with what I've been through. Also, in that, just coming out and me living authentic and being exactly who I am is a struggle. Every day getting out of the bed is a struggle. Just to stand up erect is a struggle. But I want people to know that you have to be bold in your character, you have to be bold in who you are, and you have to believe in yourself. And there's a fire that comes from within that lets people know that you can make it. I am who I am.
That's right. You have to be genuine to yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to be true to yourself, because at the end of the day, if you're going to live this life, you got to be about this life. And the life out here is not, it's not sugar coated. It's not fairy tales. It's not roses. We all have our struggles.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Tell me, how did you overcome it? I understand that you also had, well, I wouldn't even say like, I don't know if I can say this correctly or if even this is
Say it
correct
how you want to say
information.
it.
Transgender or training, were you in that?
Well, you know what? When you don't have an identity, you gonna fall for anything.
Okay.
I searched for myself. I did at one time. I felt like, well, let me try this over here. I was dressing up at one time,
Okay.
and my name was Champagne,
I like
and
it.
I was
I
a
like
bad
it.
champagne.
I get it.
But that wasn't who I was.
Mhm.
The drugs and the substances weren't who I was, and that's why I tell people when they say, "Well, I'm an addict." I say, you know what? No, you're not an addict. You're using substances to medicate yourself. It's just like if you break your leg and you go to the doctor to get medication for the pain in your leg. If your brain is sick, you're going to seek substances to heal your brain, but that is not the way to go. So with the dressing up and looking for myself and being promiscuous, looking for validation in other people, that wasn't it. Where it comes from is within. Finding out exactly who you are. You got to get raw with yourself and tell yourself the truth and say, this is not working. And I had to forgive where it started, which is my mother.
That was my next question.
And I want people to know that don't hold a grudge against, if it's a parent, if it's an aunt, if it's whoever it is that may have wronged you. They done the best that they could with their life education. It's all they knew.
Right. That's what I tell my kids as well, because me and my mother, we're not close. I love her to death, and I always will love my mother. She would come first. However, growing up, I felt like she should have done more. Me being the only one that was really in that pod with her, she should have done more. I wanted to do ballerina. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And because I was searching for somebody to love me, because I didn't think she had enough time in her life, but I think she was searching for somebody to love her too.
I see.
You see, so I had a baby thinking, and this was all teenagers that had babies at a young age, that if I had this baby will love me for me and love me. You know, it would be pure love.
Right.
But you're gonna find out when they grow up, it's still the same old shit.
Absolutely.
Instead of that teenage grown up, I want to be grown shit, but you know.
Right.
So
right.
you know, you're forgiving your mother.
I forgave her.
And you know what? I think that sometimes it's hard.
It is
to
hard.
really forgive somebody that wasn't, you felt in your corner.
Absolutely.
You know, like you feel like I needed you to protect me and you wasn't there, because I also experienced that. And my outcome with molestation was that my mother got her gun.
Okay.
And she said, touch you again and I will take your life. But I felt that, you know, being a kid, I felt like you should have done more. Everybody swept it under the rug, you know, as family members, swept it under the rug, not saying it. And come to find out, it was a generational curse. You see what I'm saying?
It was deep.
It was deep. So I can, when you speak of that, and it's funny how you ever got around some friends and all of a sudden y'all open up and find out how many people in that circle
have the same
story.
the
same story.
As you're talking, I'm thinking the same thing right now.
You
Me
know,
and my mother had this conversation today about a family member came to her and said, well, my daughter just came out about something that happened in 2007. She didn't know how to come out. And I'm like, what? And it was a blood relative, and I'm like,
oh, it always is.
And it happened on my mother's side of the family, and then it happened on my father's side of the family. My father molested my cousin, and she went to court. They took it to court. It got nasty. So everyone in court sided with my father and said that she was just promiscuous and that she was coming on to him and this. And she was a child. She was 17.
The blame.
So it was, everybody got to his rescue because it was, you don't want to send your brother, because all of his sisters, you don't want to send your brother to jail. You don't want to send your brother to jail. She'll get over it. She'll get over it. And it's something that she just has to live with. And her mother was the only sister that exiled him. She was the only one who didn't want to deal with him at all. And the niece, my cousin, she thought I was on his side. I didn't know anything of it. My mother and father divorced when I was 3 years old. So she remarried my dad, who raised me. That's why I call my dad. And I went up just to see my little sister. He had a set of kids after my mom. So I went to see my little sister, and my little sister and my two little brothers. And they said, well, your father's out. I said, what do you mean out? He's out of prison. Out of where? So I was like, I didn't know how to handle it. I said, I want to go see my cousin. So I went to see my cousin, and she was kind of standoffish. She didn't want to open up. She didn't want to talk about what happened. And I didn't pry it out of her. I was just there for support.
Right.
So I was in town maybe 3 days. On the third day, she said, I want to talk to you. She said, how do you feel about your father? I said, I don't really have a relationship with him. I don't feel one way or the other. I don't hate him. I don't love him. I call him by his first name.
Right.
That's the relationship we have. And she said, well, do you know what happened? I said, you were there. I don't. I've heard the stories. My mom told me part because she heard it from this person, but what really happened? And she told me the story. And I said, I believe you. Just off, like, I believe you. And she says, you're the first person I've said it to that didn't ask you multiple questions, didn't make me go through it again.
Yeah. How,
and sometimes,
when, where?
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes it's like when people do that, how, when, where, it's trying to catch you in a lie.
Right.
When you can just say what happened and you give it and deliver it and they just accept it, they were with you all along. But when it's, oh yeah, that's happening. So what about when you went here? It's like you're trying to catch them or trying to make them add extra information.
They don't want to believe it.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's something. Right. It's something in African American communities that we don't talk about.
This is true.
Caucasians talk about it.
Yes, they
Yes,
do.
they do.
They'll go to their church and they'll talk about it and they'll get that help.
Have interventions.
But with our African American children, we find out that we grow up with identity issues, anger, and it builds. Then we act it out. You see what I'm saying?
I think it stems way back, even from slavery.
Absolutely.
I think in our heritage, we just have a natural rage. We have a natural aggression. And I believe if we form a bond with our children or our community where we made it comfortable to have that communication between, if I had the communication with my mother, that I could go to her with anything.
Yes.
I remember at one time I said that I want to be a beautician. And I remember her saying, Sissy's a beautician.
Oh, wow.
Okay. She told me that she would rather have a serial killer as a son than a faggot. Okay. So, but I don't want to create an image of her as if it was all bad.
Right.
Because she gave me shelter.
That's right.
She gave me food.
All right.
She was my protection. But she failed me in the area of nurturing. Okay. And that's what I needed. And that's what I have been searching for and why I bumped my head so many times because missing that nurture.
And that's true. You need that nurture. Anything else, don't cloud me with the gifts.
That's true.
You know, don't cloud me with the clothes or shoes and things of that nature because then it's covered. You know, I believe the majority of us that have materialistic things, we're covering up a lot of stuff. I have 1,000 shoes. 1,000 shoes that I don't even put on. As a matter of fact, it's a big pack of shoes. They right there. I don't. But it's a cover up for something, like something that I'm thinking about that I want to suppress. If I get another pair of shoes, you can ask. I get a pair of shoes and I'm happy that day. But the high is gone 24 hours later. You see what I'm saying? So I needed a best friend. I needed a mother, just like you did. You know what I mean? I got to ask one for a Twinkie one time.
See what I'm saying?
I got to ask one for a Twinkie that I didn't even touch.
And you didn't know about it.
Right.
Wow. Tell me, why am I getting asked?
Why am I getting asked for a Twinkie? And then you didn't apologize to me.
Absolutely.
So a
They
lot
don't
of
apologize
things,
when you're a child.
right?
And
There's no self-expression when you're a child.
True.
So as a child, it was always what you say. You're getting smart, and when you got older, the world caught your wrath. Who are you talking to like that?
Yes.
That comes from somebody not saying, "Hey, express yourself," and how you said with, being able to talk, express yourself. My children say what's on your mind.
Right.
You better tell me. You need to be comfortable enough to come tell me because I need to know what the next step I need to take if something happens to you. So, how did you overcome some of your issues?
Well, just basically, I had to hit rock bottom again within myself because the need to survive made me go to work. The need to survive kept me strong, making it to work on time, keeping this appearance that everything is okay. So I had to hit rock bottom. And in hitting rock bottom, believe me, all of this comes together for sitting here now. If my story can impact one person, everything I've been through is worth it.
Amen.
Everything I've been through is worth it. But basically, today I'm here for the drunkard. I'm here for the prostitute. I'm here for the ones that think that there's no need to take another breath. Because if I hadn't walked in those shoes, I couldn't have compassion. I wouldn't understand. A person who's never experienced drug use or experienced promiscuity, and you may say, why don't you just stop? But this is healing. This is covering up my pain. This is medication for my pain.
Right.
So people don't understand. So I had to come to the reality that, okay, I'm at the road. It's either death on this end or either on this end, I can turn around and I can tell my story. And I'm here, I'm transparent, I am raw with it, and I'm being completely authentic. That's why when I first came in, I told you, you can ask me anything.
Well, there it is. We're going to get into some music, Vaughn. I appreciate you so much. We're not going nowhere, so don't move.
Let's get it popping.
28,000 days. You have 28,000 days, and it could be less. I'm 44 years old. I have lived 16,718 days, baby. They say I got 11,000 left. I am going to live the rest of my life the way I'm supposed to. DJ, be correct. Do your thing. Yeah. Cheers.
If your tears are cold, they'll make you go home.
Yes, baby.
When you work it for free,
My mother called me for one reason. I went to Mississippi. We grew up in Vicksburg, it's a small place. Her and my dad moved 2.5 hours away. So I went to my old sister. My sister lived in the family house. So my sister lived there, and I went to see her. Her daughter just turned 15, and she's gonna dance. You ever seen like dance moms on TV?
Yes.
My niece is like a black dance mom. So my niece is a dancer, and she used to have no rhythm. She used to be fat. She used to be bullied. She didn't have any friends, but now she's grown into her size. She's a nice looking young girl, and she's a dancer now. So I went to support her, I went to see her, and I have some punishment. So I'm there, I'm visiting, and my mom saw my Facebook tag, and she said, "So you can come to Mississippi, but you can't see your mama." So she called me to joke me, and we stayed on the phone for 3.5 hours. She really meant to call me, make some jokes, hang up. And then she told me about my cousin who finally had came out about one of my cousins. Why did she come out now? Like, why? And she says now she's 20 years old. She said, well, I'm 22 now. When I was in high school, she said she wasn't comfortable enough to tell anybody. She didn't think anybody would believe her. And I'm like, the fact that she was 14, she wasn't supposed to be thinking about sex, boys, none of that. And the fact that she had she went the whole way with my cousin, but she felt like it wasn't enough. Because at the time, he was 19. He was 19. And it's one of the closest cousins I lost. We've lost her. What happened to it just came out but it's great. There's been some other stories in my family, like on all sides. I think everybody is like on every side of my dad's crazy. His side is crazy on both sides. My mother's side, my father's side, like everybody. I told my mom that my uncle, I went to my cousin's wedding, I have a big brother. And my uncle gave me a look like he was really young lady. He didn't give me the, he didn't give me the, he gave me the, he gave me that look. I mean, like, he looked me up and down. And my other uncle was beside me, and he saw the look on my face. And I didn't want it to look as if it bothered me, so I walked away because I didn't want to be talking because it wasn't my day. And it just so happens, I got a lot of it. And she put it on Blaque, said, "Stop looking at my daughter, you perverted ass." I wasn't expecting her to address it at that moment because again, it was my cousin. So my mom was saying, he like, her thing was saying, he was trying to cut everybody off. He like, everybody's doing something, but I couldn't do something. I had to say this to my mother before you heard. My mother was hard. Like, I got slapped so hard, my contact came out. We went there, and my best friend was watching. It was the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen, especially in front of your friends. My best friend and her sister came to us. And I guess I'm probably, my mom was going fishing at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm a kid, I'm not getting up there early. And it's Saturday too. So it's fishing and I missed the fish. Like I was just there. Like, you missed the fish. Came over and slapped me off to the ground. And my friend, like, she held in her lap. But as soon as we got to the house, she would not talk about it. She laughed so hard. And it was the most embarrassing thing I had ever seen. I asked her years later, and my mom just laughed about it. Like, yeah, it wasn't funny. It's never too late to tell me sorry. Not when I'm having it. If I have to let it go, telling me you're sorry will make it.
I couldn't stand no bad amount. Pray for me, my friends think I need all this stuff. They ain't gonna flick on my wrist. Really be wearing my pants. Video before I wasn't get rid of split ends. I'm full of myself and I'm tripping. Feel like I'm ready whatever it is. I'm catching Blaque. I mean, Kevin Gates, I ain't got no chill. Brad winner everywhere. Make your homosexual play. Then I pull up with a Porsche and big rubber well in the rain. No, this is about a bed. You gotta do understand. I got plenty cushion your pussy. Before somebody gon' lay in your bushes. I convicted a stick for the bullet. Jump out feeling no need for the hood. Street level nigga who really a gangster. Go check my jacket, you normal bullets. ARL is a line. I'm like, what the business? It's trying to leave. I'm a simp. I don't trust no bitch. Look at the flick of the red video on the dick. I'm killing your bitch. The boss way. When I'm just legit. Open my Oreos, have the game. Corner, they flooded with H. Hit the corners, no bank was 100 pro. Money order 2 stamps in the envelope. Commissary in prison, they money low. Jumping and dodging a fist like a Mario. People built up with these rats, get your audio. Running the money, you're working no cardio. Left out of Boston and visiting Denver. We had a free room.
What's up? This is Hassan Yates, CEO Masculine Footwear. You listening to Blaque LipStixxx on ATL Radio Mondays.
8 to 10 p.m.
Blaque LipStixxx Allure, ATL Radio. This your girl, Blaque LipStixxx. It's Monday. Yes, I am blessed and highly favored. So make sure you know you ain't doing no favors for me. We got Vaughn in the building and Miss Roxy D in the building. We are celebrating life.
Yes.
28,000 days is what they say that we have. Of course, the man upstairs has less call.
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, Bobby Christina.
Yes.
That is a sad issue. I was under the impression that she was already gone.
I was too.
But they made it official. And it was probably because Bobby wasn't ready to let go. You know, and it's a sad situation. That's another reason to live your life to the fullest. You just never know what a person has going on inside.
Absolutely.
You know, I've been there. I remember, try not to. I remember when my son, I was, you know how you, like I said, you were searching for love, and I was with somebody that I cared about, and you know, you was like, I want you back, please. You know, at the time, that's when you were less of a fighter.
Right.
You was like, oh, you know, the begging, the crying, and let's talk about it and everything. Well, I was in the closet, and my son was 2 years old in the closet, And I don't know how he found me because I had all the kids in the living room and I let them play and everything. And I moseyed on to the back and I was right there with a knife and I was ready. Matter of fact, it's still marked. On one of these arms, still marked that I was ready to take my life because I felt they needed to have somebody to complete them because I wasn't doing enough.
Right.
Okay, I started off as a teenage mother and I kept having them because I kept wanting to be approved. By my mother, approved because she seemed to have been there when kids were born. But when anything else, it wasn't there. But when a baby was being born, my mother was there, and I applaud her for that. So I was getting ready to do it. He was not even a talker. He found me, opened the door. Mommy, it'll be okay. Clear as day.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
That's powerful.
Oh, wait.
Your baby saved your life.
He saved my life. And from there, I said to myself, how damn selfish I was. And I said, I'll never do it again. I don't care if the roof falls in. If you don't know anything, you can have a conversation with these two. I am strong, but yet I'm weak. You know what I'm saying? So people think, oh, you're so mean, you're so whatever. It's not that I mean this because I can never let myself get back in that church.
Absolutely.
I tell everybody, I'm not getting back in that church. So we all have our stories to tell. And it goes deeper than this. When we were kids, we always wanted someone to hug me and say, I approve. I'm proud of you.
Yes.
Still at the age of 44, I wait for my mother to say, I'm proud of you.
There you go.
I have not heard it yet. But my daughter and my son say, well, Mama, we're so proud of you.
Love it.
So you have to know that you got to encourage yourself.
Absolutely.
There's a song that says that.
Absolutely.
Okay, enough about me because my eyelashes get big. But Roxy, we're going to touch on some of your stuff. We're going to come back because this is going to be an open forum here. We're going to encourage each other tonight.
Okay.
Okay? Tell me a little bit about you and your story.
Interesting. I originally went to college. Well, I'll start before then. Coming up, I say high school. Got in high school, I was an athlete. I was a scholar athlete. I had good grades, and I was the youngest child, but my mom let me do the most. Like my sister, she was 20, she couldn't do anything. Like she was out of the house, but my mom didn't do anything for her. Once you're 18, you're on your own. Like I'll take care of you all that while you're here, but when it's time for you to go, you need to live your life.
Right.
So she was going, and my brother, he was a junior in high school. He couldn't go to parties. He couldn't do this. He couldn't that. But I'm like, hey, Mom, can I go to the skating rink? Sure. No curfew. Like, I developed the trust with my mom so early because she didn't have to worry about me. If I told her I'm going to be at Rebecca's, I'm going to be there. I didn't have to go behind her back. She opened it up so that we could have that open line of communication. So I'm like, Mom, I think I want a job in high school. She was like, you're not getting no job because if your grades drop, you're not doing no extracurricular. You're not doing anything. So I said, okay. So she said, I'm gonna teach you guys responsibility. I'm gonna start giving y'all allowance, but y'all gonna do your chores, y'all gonna do this, y'all gonna do that. So I'm raking the yard, I'm on the roof, I'm doing all of this. My brother lazy, he making it seem as if he's working, but I'm the one working. So I said, I really think I want a job, Mom. She said, you know what? Sell candy. I was like, okay. So I went, she took me to program. This was back in the gap. Hold on. This was back in the gap where you can go get 4 Butterfingers for $1. What? 25 cents. Okay. So this was in the gap. So I would go to program, I would get the whole case. You know how they crack and they open up to the first few. I get the whole box, say, it's 18 left, ring them up. And okay, so that was like $5.75. But that one box, I want the sneakers, the Reese's, and the Hershey. So I got them. So I would go to school with a briefcase. I was a sophomore in school. I'm in class. I'm right before class started. I would open the briefcase up and people would come like I was selling crack. Like I was opening up to what you want, Hershey. I'm handing them here, handing them. That's 75. I was selling for 75 cents. Yeah. At first, so I'm like, okay, I was making a decent profit. I was good, and it was some people who would come to me twice a day. So I had clientele. Okay. I would go to lunch and I would make a killing. One day I was in drama class. And the drama teacher, she sells honey buns. She does her own thing. Somebody told on me, and the principal confiscated my candy. I said, I paid for that. That's my money. I was making $200 like a week, and I was in 10th grade. And I didn't even have anything to spend it on. I didn't know how to drive, so I wouldn't spend it on gas money, clothes, anything. It was just for me to have. Right. I just wanted to know, like, okay, I got a piggy bank. I can go to the skating rink. I don't have to ask Mom. I always wanted to be independent. Like she kind of put that in me. So she said, put them on the phone. said, y'all don't want to talk to my mama. I swear, my mama she's the type of person, she gets on the phone and you act like you her child when you get on the phone. Yes, ma'am. That's what talking to my mama.
You should bring it down a notch.
So they gave me my candy bag. They told me that I could not bring it back to school. And I said, okay. So I was slick. I was going to a vocational school that I was getting. I wanted to do marketing. So my junior year, I started taking it to the Votech school, and I would only sell it there. When I got back on the bus, I take my candy box and I put it in my locker. So after that year, I stopped. And my mom could come to me, hey, let me borrow $100. Easy. If I let her borrow 100, she gave me 200 back.
That's what's up.
So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, you can get it anytime then.
Right, you can. I'm sure.
You sure you don't need none of that?
You know the laws, right?
So look, so I got to a point where making money felt good, but I was getting everything that I wanted at the time. I had friends at school and things good, and I said, and they always asked, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? I said, I don't know, but I love people. I love people. I love working with people. And I took the ACT and I scored very poor. I think I made a 15 my first time taking the ACT. But I was in school, like academically, I was a distinguished honors when I graduated. I graduated with above a 4.0. So standardized tests just never really, it never showed really what I knew. It just really showed how well people took tests. Right. And that was always my opinion. So I'm like, okay. So she said, don't worry, try harder, take it again. So I took it again. I made a 60.
Okay.
And I was like, I studied. Like, how did I just go up 1 point? I took it again. I made an 18, and I said, I'm not taking it again because I was so frustrated that the amount of time that I was putting in and I wasn't getting the results. I said, this isn't how this should be. So I got accepted into Mississippi State University. I graduated with my bachelor's. I had a 3.28. I got it. It was in general business. I had a minor in public relations. And immediately after, I had an internship working for a marketing company. I said, I feel like I've done this before. So for the whole summer, that's what I did. I would sell advertisements to all the business on campus. Mm-hmm. So to the laundromats, I would let them know, hey, you should advertise in our books. All the students will know where to come get their laundry. Right. They'll know the closest places to eat. So I would go to all the restaurants. So I had a team. It was me and another guy. I would give him one half of the city. I had the other half. So I built my team, and I had the meetings at my house. I set our goals and everything like that. So I learned young how to start a business, how to run it, and just the ins and outs, and that determination, that drive, and the success of just meeting a goal is what really drove me. So right after that internship ended. I loved it, and I had a great time doing it, but I didn't get a full-time offer. And I said, okay. I got hired by a consumer lending company in Louisiana, and I went there. So I was 22. I went to Louisiana. On the second day, I quit. I was an assistant manager. It was nice pay. I was there for 2 days. The check was $200. So I'm like, and I was there 2 days. The reason why I quit, I realized they had a system that was robbing people, and that's something I don't believe in.
Right.
I can't do something I don't believe in.
Right.
I just can't. So what we would do, we would come in. We had a long list of people. We would go down the list. Hi, Miss John, Miss Johnson. We have $2,000 for you available for pickup. You want to come in and get that today? All right, great. So she would come in. By the time she left, she already owed $3,500. We were taxing people to give them money. So I was like, I don't understand how this can be legal, but that's how they made their money. Right. And the people there, they had been there 6 months, 8 months, a year. I said I couldn't hang with you guys outside of work because you guys don't have any morals. Right. I can't. Right. I absolutely can't. Because you can do this job and, this is a paycheck for you, but how many people are you hurting? So I said, I can't do it. So I called my mom. I said, Mom, I can't do it. She said, baby, come back home. I said, nah, I'm grown. I'm not coming home. So I became an exotic dancer.
Shake that.
So it was one of those things. One of my girlfriends, I was like, girl, I don't have a job anymore. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, just got interested.
I don't have a job anymore. What am I gonna do? She was like, girl, you better get on that pole. I was like, Eureka! But it was one of the things, like in high school, like I would see and think about, but I would never like really go for it. So I called my mom and said, what do you think about me being a stripper? She said, make that money, don't let it
There
make
you
you.
go.
Well, that was more.
There you
My
go.
mom, she's been my biggest supporter since day one. It's oh my goodness, like she's just been behind me, even if she felt like making bad decisions. She would be the one right behind me to catch me when I felt like I knew this was about to happen. That's why I'm here. So I went and I worked at this club for 1 weekend, never went back. The dancing environment is not it's not a long term type thing. And if you already go in knowing that it's temporary, it was so much that was shown to me that I didn't like that I couldn't stay there. So women who stay in that life, I mean, I don't doubt anybody getting their money. People who stay in that life, they have a hold on them in some type of way.
Oh.
After that, I mean, getting fast money it's addictive.
Mhm.
So I said, no, I can't do it. The first day I was there, they said, you nervous? I said, yeah. She said, get her a vodka, a double. So they brought me my vodka. They said, so they knew. So this tall girl named London, she was black. She was the only one. When I first got there, she didn't like me at all.
Oh.
She didn't like me at all. So she ordered my shot, and I thought she actually put something in it. And I'm like, because they gave it to her, and she talking to him, I'm like, I thought the shot was for me. So she gave me the shot, I took it, she was like, are you a drinker? I said, no, I had never drank before. So she was like, go get on that stage, do your thing. I got up there and I seen flashing lights. I was like, oh my gosh. And everybody, all of the dancers actually started tipping. So I just
Worked it out.
listen, I worked it out. Look, it all worked out. And I was like, I can do this again.
There you go.
So my set was over. I think we had 2 songs and then we had to rotate. It was a topless club, so we never got fully nude. So okay. So that weekend, I got to know some of the girls, or I mean, I spent time with them because you were there. You can have your cell phone.
Right.
Like you can have your cell phones in clubs now. They took your cell phone at the door. So when you came into work, you gave them your cell phone, or you couldn't come into work. So if you came to work without a cell phone, you don't work that day. So you're not gonna get over. So you would go in, you couldn't leave home with anybody. Giving numbers out was just not. They were very protective in that club,
Well,
and I respected them for it. No, because you weren't hearing of women not coming back to work because they hooked up with somebody last night.
Mhm.
But everybody in the club was talking about how addictive the life was. So I stopped, and I always said that I wanted to get into modeling, and I said, okay, well, I guess this is the time. So I had a girlfriend who lived in New Orleans. She said, hey, we'll set you up this shoot. So I go down to the shoot, and she's like, hey, I got a Broadway event. I'm going to give you his address, da, da, da. I get there. The man tries to rape me.
Oh, the guy.
And it took me, I was like, everything was set up. And she told me she knew him. And I looked at her like, how well do you know him?
Right.
She said, I've worked with him before, but it wasn't one-on-one. We worked on, I think he had like a calendar. It was other girls or something. I was like, and it was just me and him. It didn't turn ugly because I kind of gave off the vibe that, not that I'm scared, but you don't want to try me.
Right.
I mean, he knew that I didn't have a weapon. He knew that what I came with. So it was just one of those type. You can kind of feel in somebody's body energy.
Right.
I don't try it. So I gave off that energy, and he just started playing porn, thinking that I was gonna feel differently. And I'm like, oh, my ride just said they about to pull up. So I said that even though she was 45 minutes away, just so he wouldn't make any advances. So it was that kind of turned me off from wanting to deal with people one-on-one. And I said, I got to get away from Louisiana. I mean, it's just something in the water there. And the whole 6 months that I lived there, it was spirits.
Mhm.
I mean, like voodoo or something. It was some type of spirits in Louisiana. It just wasn't for me. So I left. I came back to Mississippi, and because I didn't want to stay with my mom because of pride, I stayed with my sister. So me and my sister we lived together for 3 months, and we didn't have a falling out. But me and my sister kind of had a relationship. We'll be in the same room, but we never spoke. We could be in the house all day, but we just didn't speak. And I always felt like she was jealous of me and never wanted to come out and say it. Because I was living a life and I didn't have any children, and she had the daughter. So I'm like, okay. I left the house with her, and I said, Mom, can I come for a couple months? She said, come on. So I stayed with my mom for about 3 months. I couldn't take her rules because I was grown. I was used to,
You
I
had
was
to
go here, I was go there. So I was wanting to be out. She's like, you're not gonna be out. You need to have a steady job. You needed this, you needed that. And at the time, I had started massage when I was in college. My dentist was my first client. My dentist, he had been working with me since I was 14. He said, well, my massage therapist just moved to Wyoming. and I don't have one. And I played basketball in college, so he figured I didn't see the trainers. I know what to do. This. And I'm like, I wouldn't say I know what to do. I mean, but if you want me to try, he was like, yes. The next time you come home from college, come down, see me. And he had his actual table set up in his office. So I came, and his first session, he fell asleep. I'm like,
So you was rubbing him to sleep.
I guess.
What you rub?
His body. I mean,
What part of the body?
like his back, his
Right,
lower
right.
back, his legs.
Did you go all the way down to the ankles?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you reach from his head down?
you know what? I didn't do that. I didn't. No,
I just
I had a
sit and you kind of leaned
No.
over.
No, he was literally knocked out like the snore, like it was genuine. And I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, I guess
I
I
mean, you
bored
did a
him.
good job.
You did
So
a
I
great
thought
job.
I was like, I guess I'm bored him. I don't know. So I was like, okay, I guess we're done. He's like, I don't know if that was a really good massage or if I was really sleepy, but I'm gonna pay you the same thing I paid her. He wrote me a check for $75. I was like, okay. He said, next time you're in town, come back. I want to try it out again.
Mm-hmm.
So the next time, he snored loud enough. The neighbors were like I mean, it was loud. It was like Flintstone. No, I'm serious. And I'm like,
She got the
I know.
magic.
I'm thinking to myself, he and his wife cannot sleep in the same room. It's impossible. Not if he snores like this. She has to have her own room. So I would see him like clockwork. And he was in an accident where his doctor prescribed him massage for the rest of his life. He never had to come out of pocket. His insurance paid for it.
Great.
So he would see me 3 times a week. Hey, you want to tell him? Send me your money Wednesday, Friday. Okay. So as soon as he finished clients, I would be there. He took me on my first out of town visit. He said, I have a conference, a dental conference in Orange Beach, Alabama. Would you like to accompany me? I'll give you $400 to go, all expense paid. Okay, I'm in the car, I'm riding, I'm rolling. So I had a room, and after his banquets, his ceremonies, his teaching, he would come to the room, he would get his massages, and in the morning he would go to brunch, whatever, and I'd be on the beach walking with jellyfish. I mean, I was just living, just there. So I came back, and that's at the time I was graduating college, and then I went off and I did the internship. I went to Louisiana, and I kept thinking maybe I should just try this massage thing. So I started telling family members, "Oh, I do massages. I was like, I ain't letting you massage me. You don't know what you're doing. You went to school for business." So no one really took me serious. So I came to Georgia. I told my mom that I couldn't take Mississippi anymore.
That's a big jump, you know that, right?
No, it's absolutely a big jump. The thing about it, the thing that I was doing in Mississippi is like I was never accepted for being the outcast that I was. I was loud. I was like an attention getter, but it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't trying to steal the show, but I would walk into a room and people want to know who I am.
Speaking of that, just like the Lupus basketball game. You remember that?
Yeah, you should have seen them.
Yeah,
You wasn't playing no games.
Here's
I know.
she floated across the fucking court each time, up and back, and we were like, okay, this group is too cute to play. Who the fuck is that? I mean, floating. She was floating, literally. It was like, and so my focus was on her. We don't know who the fuck was because that's what she means by that attention. We was like, what the hell?
She got so mad she laid in the middle.
Yeah, they were robbing us. Like, I mean, I play basketball. I'm very competitive. So when I saw, they were giving them calls. So I was like, okay. But the whole situation getting to Georgia, I told my mom, I said, people just don't accept me here. People are still trying to confine me. People want me to stay in this box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too big for Mississippi. And she said, well, leave. I said, I want to go to Atlanta. And she said, do you think you can make it there? I said, I don't have a choice. She said, well, we'll go. And she said, who are you going to stay with? I had 2 aunts that I didn't have any connection with.
Oh, wow.
So I was in a barbershop, a male friend of mine. He took me to the barbershop, and I'm sitting there, and a girl is beside me while he's in a chair. She was like, you look familiar. I'm like, okay. She's like, what do you do? I was like, I mean, I'm modeling a little bit. I'm hosting a little bit. I'm trying to get into the entertainment. I got somebody in Atlanta who can use you. Like, use me like what?
Right, that's the word.
I said, I mean, I don't know what you take me for, but I'm not trying to get on that bad. She was like, no, he's plugged in. He has a radio show. He's this, he's that. She said, I'm gonna give you his card. Give me his card, threw it in the car, and never looked at it. Like, who the hell is that girl? So one day I'm leaving Walmart, and I look at my dash, and I pick up the card, and I call, like, hey, can I speak to Cotty? Who want to know? I said, this must be Cotty. How you get this number? I said, Valerie. Valerie who? Cotton. Oh, that's my little cousin. Da, 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 da.
He was
I
running
said,
from somebody.
yeah, so no, he had 10 people looking for him. So we're on the phone and it was like, well, who do you know? You trying to come to Atlanta, who do you know? I need to know that people can vouch for you before you come out here and think you're gonna make it.
Right.
I said, okay. I said, well, there's a guy in Jackson who's been trying to manage me. Asiatic was like, oh, this is my brother. For real? But it so happened me and his brother fell out, so we didn't have no relationship. So that was a bad one to come to call.
That was a bad reference.
Well, look,
His brother that you fell out with.
well, look, how would I know that they would know?
Right.
So I kind of like, they from the same city, they've heard each other's name. I didn't know they would have been like this. So then I say, I know Carlton Wade. Shut up, you know Carlton? I'm like, yeah. He said, man, Carlton the biggest thing in Mississippi, you don't know him like that. I said, he wrote my bio. I know him. I went to his house. He was like, if you know him, call him on three-way. Call him on three-way. No answer. I know you ain't know him. He said, you just like every other female in Atlanta. Talk about knowing people that you don't know. I don't have time for games. I don't have time to call my phone telling me name dropping like they know people that they don't know. Everybody ain't the plug. I'm not the one. I'm like, but it's true. He's like, no, screw that. Da, da, da. He was like, if you don't give me no other references, I mean, right now you just basic. I'm like,
Oh, I think I would have had to be down on 75.
So I'm like, so I'm just like, so at the time he was like, all right. He said, you got some images? I said, yeah, I got some images. He said, send them to me right now. So I sent him the images, and he's like, you hot, but I don't want to work with you.
But
I said, and why? At the time I was completely bald, like Montel Jordan. And he was like, you look like you got an attitude. I don't deal with divas. And I said, I'm not a diva though. I said, this is just modeling. That was just my attitude in the shoot. I'm down to earth for real. He was like, whatever. So Carlton calls back. I'm excited. I said, hold on. I said, Carlton, somebody on the phone. So I put him on three-way, and Cotton's like, what's up, fat ass nigga? Who you calling fat? And they go at it like they knew it, but they didn't know who each other was.
Oh gosh.
They had no idea. They were just cussing at each other. So he's like, fat ass Cotton. Wait. And they said, I put the phone on speaker. They talked for 45 minutes. I went and washed dishes. Came back to the phone. They were on my phone having a full reunion. And I get on the phone. I said, so am I still basic? He was like, Shorty, you good. When you get to Atlanta, come stay with me. I got a house for you as soon as you get here. For real? Yeah, you gonna stay with me. For real? Yeah, that's what I did. We're gonna stay with you. He said, you gonna stay with me? I got you. As soon as you get here, he said, when you coming? Like, don't stall. Like, don't say you're gonna be here and it'll be 4 months. I said, no, I'm trying to come down. He said, and at the time it was June. I said July. He said, come on the 17th. I got a concert. I want to take you to the concert. I was like, okay. I get there. I'm coming down. It's July 17th. I'll pull up. I'm on Fulton Drive somewhere, and I'm like, okay. I was exit 46. I was getting off on Central and Fulton. So
where exactly is that?
I mean, if you're coming down if you're coming down 75, like coming up 75, exit 246 before you get to
246. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I know that.
246. Yeah. So I got off. I didn't know where I was going, so I just got off on the exit in that street. And I was like, I feel like I'm in the city of Atlanta. So I got over and I pulled over, called. He answered the phone. I was like, this man did not just get me to come out here. This man did not answer the phone. Yes, when I tell you my car was packed down with everything I own, everything.
Question before we go into the music. Please tell me that you did finally hook up with this man, because Atlanta is known for dreams, selling them, honey, and you are not going to even see them.
He called me back. He said I was at the concert. I couldn't answer the phone. I'm gonna have my girl meet you so she can bring you here. Brought me there. I was at the concert. I met VIC. Like it was legit what he said. Okay. So it just took a stall. It took a stall, and from there I went to his house, and he literally had a room set up for me. It was just my room, but then he had a wife.
Well, now we'll move on. Craig, you, the DJ. Well, right back.
I was shocked. I was never interested in him like that. But I thought that was just his house.
You know, Tyler's in the area.
Right.
No, I really thought that it was just his house. So I'm like, okay, what's that with you? I get there, I got my room, and then some of the door open, because like they got, you know, when you open the door, the steps go off, ding dong, the front door just open. I'm just hanging out. He's like, oh, that's my woman. I'm like, he's like, my woman. He said, oh, we've been together 20 years. She knows what's up. I'm like, what is up? Like, I mean, I'm like, and again, me and him, like, I never had any intention on being intimate, physical, none of that. I didn't know what he had in his mouth. And I'm like, I'm not that type. I don't want to be on that bad. It's not going there. And he's like, oh no. He said, anytime I work with somebody, want to manage somebody, want to just, I'm working with them to see what they gonna do. I feel like you're gonna be a money maker, me, I'm gonna make money. But if I put you on, I expect you to look out for me. That's how a man works. I said, okay, cool. He said, so the fact that you here, she know that this is where your start is gonna be. She ain't looking at it like you about to get jump off, you about to get tired, bitch. That's not how she's looking at it. She's looking at it as you are my next project. And that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to find you a spot in Atlanta. We gonna work you through Atlanta and see where you fit at. And I mean, I got mad respect for him still. We part ways, like I mean, I swear I got diarrhea by the mouth. Like, I didn't just keep coming. I'm serious. It just keeps
Your mom.
Oh, can I pass out and take a phone?
My mother is 67 years old. Know how to use emoji, abbreviations. We take all.
So you know what's wrong?
Yeah.
No?
Yes. And when I talk about number pens, I'm talking about dog.
Yeah, me too. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. Right. That's all. That's gonna show me no fur.
Okay. Make sure it's on.
But I'm gonna eat it.
We don't eat it. Yeah, this is right.
Now we talking about love and stuff, but
What type? Is this an American baby? What was this baby like? I mean, did both his parents have healthy moms?
put some shades on the baby with one shade on the
That's
one lens on the little smoking eye.
Adoption is always the option. I'm just saying.
You listening to
I would be scared. I'd be scared. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I am. It's like,
Oh, Jesus. Help us, Black Lipstick Lure, ATL Radio. In the building with us tonight is Vaughn and Roxy D. I can't even. We are celebrating like 28,000 days at the beginning of our campaign, so we have these two wonderful people here to inspire you to keep going. Now, Roxy was telling her story in regards to her, all the way from Mississippi and getting to Atlanta. If you know anything about Atlanta, you already know the skepticism is serious out here. Because I've been out here for 13 years, and God, help me.
Queen LaFaker.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm the
Everywhere. Yes, I know such into the such. Oh, matter of fact, I can get you pictures with such and such and take you straight by them and walk the fuck. I'm like, well, I thought you gonna give me pictures with. Yeah, that's how they go. And the fake business cards. If they ain't sturdy and if they bend, run. It was made by.
Oh, my business cards bend.
Yours got yours okay.
I know you gotta be like this. That's my gatekeeper to get in my house. Like, who's not going this thing?
You're good. You actually have your uniform on.
You
brought your whole table.
I'm just saying.
We already know.
Shady Boots.
I'm just saying that it does happen. It's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny that you were saying something about the photographer. Photographer. I had got onto Model Mayhem when I was much smaller. Much smaller. Yes, lovely. I'm much smaller, and I got up there. His name was Christopher Swipe or Swift or something, whatever. But he was the gatekeeper, and I didn't know that of Model Mayhem. So they are the actual people who'd be like, yeah, maybe not going to let the count go or whatever. So he asked me to come to his studio. Okay? Get to the apartment. I'm the only one because I'm like, I've never done this before. I'm not worried about it. I have faith. Everything's good. I get there and it's a room, not an actual studio, but he made it into that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I let everybody know, like, you know what? I'm looking for objects to knock this dude out. And go down. Let me see. But my pictures were immaculate. I had to show you. They were outstanding. But I really thought this guy, lift this leg up, lean back, tuck that. I was like, wait a minute, is he looking at crack? Because I'm worried. It's like this, make love to the camera. And I was like, make love to the camera. In my head, I'm saying, make love to the camera. That is nasty. But, that was my first experience with him. And I was a little nervous. You see what I'm saying? But he was an old looking guy, somebody with lots of hair and different pieces of clothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was my first faith trip. Really, my first faith trip is when I got left out here in 2003. But we won't go into that. We're going to let you live your life for 28,000 days. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to switch the role over. And we're going to come back to Vaughn. You have to give me something. Give me something. I know it's so much more inside of you. And by the way, you dress sharp as shit.
Well,
okay, you dress nice as hey.
I believe in putting your best foot forward. Okay, you always gotta look good. And through that, just through my journey, it goes back again. Looks important. Now, don't get me wrong. Education is important, but I always say no man's gonna go up your dress looking for a library cover. You gotta look.
Wait. This is like roll that back. Facebook status.
No man's gonna go up your dress looking for a library cover. Looks are important. Now, let me tell you something. This jacket comes from AliExpress, the China Exchange, $17. This shirt comes from AliExpress, $6. These boots, a friend of mine work at DSW, got them discount. So my clothes are not what you think, but I know how to put stuff together and make it look rich.
And you definitely do that.
Absolutely.
You're definitely getting that, right?
Absolutely.
Right there.
I'm going for
That's
rich.
see, I didn't think a man could actually do that. I thought us women can. We don't get a $5 shirt and be like, wow.
Don't put it in the wash machine.
Right. Because you might come out.
You're going to have to hand wash it. Right. That butt's going to be screaming. You're going to hand wash it. But I can create illusion.
Well,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
look good.
Right. But it comes from basically being in the life, being in the club scene. I've been out there. Okay. When I came to Atlanta, my philosophy was, okay, let's live. And I lived. I've been to every club. I've been to the underground scene. I've been high. When I say I've been high, I've gotten high. And I've done my thing. And I'm even sitting here today, you hear me talking as if I've got it all together. My mind is ready to go back right now. But I feel like if you're going to be a teacher, you got to live it.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm trying to do. But in that, I want to speak about the promiscuity.
Okay. Which we actually have a lot of. making money, so that's important.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And drugs also plays a lot in that too, because when your mind is not focused, your mind is not coherent, you're gonna do anything. Okay? And so in that, me not knowing my identity, me not knowing who I am, me searching for myself, I was searching for validation and I was looking for it through sex. Now God has blessed me. I was supposed to be diseased up right now. I was supposed to be dead right now, but I'm disease free. And I have came out, and so I believe that I'm anointed for this work. I'm anointed to go out and tell my story. And just because I've slept with many people looking for myself, I'm clean now. I feel like now I'm pure, I have my value, and I have back my sense of who I am. But you asked me how did I overcome it? And I'm gonna go back to my grandmother.
Okay.
Love liberates.
All right. Say it one more time so our listeners can get it.
Love will liberate.
Okay.
Not one time did my grandmother ever ask me about my lifestyle. Not one time did she ever criticize me. She just loved me. And I got to thinking about that portion of it. Love wants you healthy.
That's right.
Love wants you strong. And love wants you happy. And I thought about that in a sense of when I went out and what I was doing, I always had this covering. And I always heard her saying, when you left through my door sill, you've been raised. Don't let nobody else raise you.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Okay. So I've had a past. I've met many people, police officers. I've been propositioned. I have met celebrities. I've had situations where I've traveled. I've been out of the city, and I learned about sex appeal. Sex appeal is important. It ain't always about you having the best look or how light skinned you are, you having the best car. Sex appeal sells. Okay. And I've always kept my physique looking nice, and I always knew how to attract, have the spirit of attraction. When you out in that world, you automatically pick up the gift of gab. You know how to talk to people. You know how to read people. You know what a person is looking for. And I picked that up. But what goes around comes around. Okay? So it came back to me and it hit me in the head a couple of times. So now I understand that you gotta treat people right.
Yes,
right.
It's coming back. But Atlanta's a place. It can be a good place or it can be a bad place. But there is a dark side. There's an underground world. There is sex parties.
Right.
There's a lot of younger people that are being exposed to meth is here. Heroin is here. It used to be just marijuana. These are hard drugs that our young people are on. And you will see a person today, they may be beautiful. In a year, they look like a ghost.
Right.
You don't know what you're looking at. And it's just sad that our community has let people go when all we gotta do is just bring them back and embrace and love.
Well, I understand that because a praying grandmother is a saving grandmother.
Yes, she is.
And some of us wouldn't be here today. Even, and I've always believed this. I like when someone passes away, I always say, well, you know what? They're going before me to pray me that way. So I deal with death a different way. You know, when my grandmother passed, she said she had just got phone Saturday, real quick. She said, I haven't seen you, baby. You coming? I said, I'm coming. I said, Grandma, you're not going nowhere. Oh no, I'm going somewhere. I'm going home. I'm tired. I said, no, you're not going. Baby, listen, I'm going. I said, okay. She said, well, send a picture. So I took a selfie and I sent her the selfie. She took a selfie, sent it to me. 24 hours later, she was gone. So she waited for me to do that. And so I know that my travels here, my being abandoned here, and getting, like you said, the gift of gab, sex appeal, everything, that saved my life because I was abandoned here.
Survival.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's what I teach when people around me. You're going to learn to survive, if not anything else.
Nothing
else. You will learn to survive with me no matter what. We can have 3 crackers. And with them 3 crackers, goddamn, they're going to last a week because we're going to break them up.
Right.
Full.
And you full. In your head, you're going to say you full. Drink all this water and some of this cracker.
Right.
Let it blow up. Let it blow up.
And don't nobody know what you ate.
Okay. And they don't gotta know what you ate.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And that's why I believe my grandmother and my favorite auntie prayed and still praying for me to make it through.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, love liberates. If nothing else, you got your grandparents. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
You got your grandparents, or
I had my aunt.
Yeah, or auntie or someone. It heals you.
Yeah.
Yes, it
It
does.
heals you. Now we got a lot of, I'm sure a lot of young people, older people out there listening to the 28,000 Days campaign. What would be your best advice to survive in Atlanta itself? You know, they say it take a couple of years just to get it right here. My kids are like,
True.
My best advice would be stop giving other people the responsibility of validating you.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, if that person never shifts, you're going to shift.
Uh-huh.
You have to find within yourself that peace. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. And I've came here today, this is it. Like, this is what I am. Love me or leave me. Some of my family may have some hashback with, why are you telling your story? Why are you telling this about my sister? Why are you telling this about, your mother? Because it's the truth.
Yeah.
And again, it's not only for me, it's for somebody else. So I would say, validate yourself. It's your responsibility as an individual to pat yourself on the back. It's your responsibility yourself as an individual to make your own self feel good. Don't put that responsibility in another person's lap. There's too much responsibility.
Right. Robert Frost spoke of roads less traveled by other people. And it sounds like from experience and people I've been around, we've traveled the road less traveled. You know, we went the other way. Where everybody was doing the norm, we went different places, which made us unique. And I know that you've forgiven your mother.
Yes.
And perhaps she's listening, or perhaps a family member is listening. What would you say to her just to close the gap completely if it hasn't been closed? But if it has been closed, give us an expression of love to that. I forgive you, Mom, and I am who I am.
Well, I want to say, because love liberates, I want to say that love also brings forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the one, through all the things that I went through and through all the comments that she made, I was the one. She had an amputated leg. She was on dialysis. She passed away in the room next to me, and I took care of her until the end. It flashed back to my mind. This woman called me faggots. This is the woman right here who said that I would never be nothing. But I've done my duty. And at the funeral, I could sit down on that bench and I didn't shed a tear because I had no regrets. So only thing I would say is just do what's right. And if you do what's right, you'll be satisfied. So I would just say that I love you, I forgive you, and I understand that you didn't understand.
That's the hardest part. That's the hardest part, but the best part. If you can understand that a child that's never been told I love you can't show you and tell you that they love you.
Absolutely.
Vaughn, I appreciate you coming here tonight with us.
My pleasure. I'm happy to be here.
And hey, we got kids that need to hear your story. Let me ask you one more question. You a pastor?
I'm not a pastor, but again, I've been anointed for this work. There was a time I was over on Old National, and I had a bag. I had $400 in the bag. I was going out there to get my shit. I had $400 in my bag, and I'm just keeping it real. And somebody had snatched my bag. I turned the hotel out. I knocked on every door. I went through, took the trash cans, called the police. I turned the place out. Now I could have been shot and dead. Many situations I could have been shot and dead because you see me sitting here all dressed up, whatnot, but I have a temper on me that won't wait. And it comes from the rage, that rage and all that frustration from the childhood never being let out. That rage comes from there. So me being anointed, always being protected for this moment right here, and for this day, I have work to do. Again, I'm here for the drunkard, I'm here for the prostitute, I'm here for the people who feel like they've been left behind, people who feel like they've been forgotten. I don't want to sit up with people who have $1,000 Louis Vuittons on, people who are sitting in Bentleys. I come for the ones that are lost and left behind, let them know that they matter.
Yes.
Because I've been
All
there.
lives matter.
All lives
I
matter.
can relate.
Yes.
Thank you so very much. Don't go nowhere. This is Black LipStixxx or ATO Radio. We'll be right back. We want to hear the rest of the story from Roxy.
Yes.
So much good. That's the story. The way you speak, I would think that you have. I mean, but it's just a conviction in your voice, right? That you're reaching out. I mean, the way you enunciate, the way you call, you really capture before the next thing is said that I'm about to pay attention. You can go to church, you can listen to the pastor, and we're just like, oh, and they're the ones that make you go to sleep. But it's no, you have the type of voice that you, when you speak, it's like, okay, hold on, listen up. This is gonna be this. Like, I mean, it comes out in your voice. Like, you have that. It's like, the voice is he acting out thick. Like, so he's a pastor. But I mean, even if not being a public speaker, you kind of have that, being that mentor type figure for people that just want to speak, but don't feel like they have a platform to speak.
I just hit her and I quit her, I would never ever pay. It's the same how I'm really getting love and shit. Travel to another town, you be back and fucking with me.
Yeah, that's why I said, how do you feel about this? He said, you want to? I said, no. Hold on. You just met me. Because it gets
Absolutely.
Talking to you, emotional point, I'm like a sniper. My girl bad like that, so don't try. That's now you over home, boy. You ain't ready. Time I'm shedding it about the money.
I don't know if you ever watched that
I've been talking about writing a book for the past 3 years,
Now watch me walk. Now watch me nae. Now watch me well. Watch me nae. Now watch me well. Watch me nae. Now watch me well. Watch me nae. Now watch me.
sometimes it's just not about that alone.
Watch me. 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 Do the stanky leg. 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 Now break your legs. Break your legs. Tell them break your legs. 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 Now I need bop, 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 bop,
You got your face round now like California's baby.
Right.
You look like California like that.
They gas like this dog.
Right. What you looking like? Yeah, from California. Like, no. No, you should have a face like that if you're from Mississippi.
I know. I from Mississippi, like you know, when I first got down here. What's Hayden, Mississippi?
What? Wow. What's Hayden now?
I'm like, I'm a lot from Hayden. It's so country.
Exactly.
I love Detroit.
No.
That's the best part.
Yeah. You can be yourself. Yeah. You can. Yeah. You can.
You have the best part. You're right.
You absolutely do.
You're right.
Absolutely.
I was
So if that's why you went, I understand. I understand. Yep. I just got to do that.
level 2 or something like that.
I just visited Pittsburgh and I just got back. Midnight? Mississippi?
But I love the country. Like I can go for miles with you.
You like a retreat. Get your life in there retreat. I got you.
When I'm finishing this book, I'm gonna be down to read my book.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I finish that book, and that movie,
You may need to cast me for that movie.
okay, right? And in the middle, you gotta call me 4 hours later for you to come to the house. It's gonna take 4 hours.
Yeah, right.
I want to be the country.
Right.
When we go to the tour, like this trip, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like that. It's like that in Mississippi.
I love it. You can go back and down here. Why? Don't let East California develop. Y'all say, what? I'm saying, I was like, once this becomes
It's almost there.
yes, I know. I've been in the first just like my cousin, 14 years old, my walking down the street. And I tell you what, y'all know that it's space in California. 14 years old, playing sports, running home, and guess what? You know what?
Because he wasn't a gang member, he got shot.
What's happening?
Did he die?
They came going into a deep
Right.
The thing is, so many people are into Atlanta.
yes.
There's a migration of that. They can afford to go New Orleans, Detroit, all that. It is a lot.
You got most of these natural criminals.
Absolutely.
Right here,
And I'm
yes.
gonna let them out every day.
They just really don't know. You ain't
Really, I mean, I mean, that's why so many of them doing they hustling. That's why a lot of them here don't have jobs. They hustling.
right.
So,
Right. They start to step slavery. They go back. They don't realize you can't take it with anything on your record.
you know what?
Hey, what's
Right.
well, you know, we're gonna let me tell you what's somebody asked on the radio,
Like, I don't.
they asked it on the radio, and all you hear is here.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, yes, yes.
yeah, we're gonna talk about
That's hot. That's hot.
I see all my other shows like
And that's not expensive.
can you see what
It must be an airplane, because it's
really?
like, why you got a system that long here?
Ain't nobody that did. That was an airplane.
Hey.
You're too low.
It would actually be occupied. They were actually reality show. I love it. I love it. So let me know,
Everybody here ain't know, like, my cousin from Milwaukee came down here, she said, I ain't never heard of it, I'm going back to Milwaukee playing it out. Like, for no reason, Tata is shower. Why you falling down in the shower?
you know what you do? I will tell you something. You don't want to face like,
Yep.
come on.
I'm gonna try sometimes. I'm gonna be in Walmart and just say it.
On the aisle, say it real loud.
I go out to do things like that, and I be around people just like, I can't take no nothing.
You don't want to know what us.
Well, I love it.
You get balls so that.
Oh, I love it.
I'll be eating
I love it. See, now, see, I used to do that when I was little.
Well, I was
Yeah.
See,
I mean,
football.
my brother said it ain't good if you leave it. We used to open the top, eat all the fruit, eat all 6 in there, close it up. I'm done now. Like that, huh? Pop the can of soda, don't drink it all. Drink it, stay on the same. Damn, get on that.
So wine bread, like what?
Oh yeah, they think talking about close the public. Public, you right there, get you a little bag, go to your house,
Yeah.
get you a wine roll, you right there and eat.
And mash your brain on
Yeah.
chicken
And
like
then walk out the front door like you ain't did nothing.
yeah.
I cannot.
I was so great.
I was gonna break the pieces. Yeah. But I mean, Pringles, but
You talking about whole
Mash your brain with your chicken.
no. Y'all was on a whole nother thing.
What when when you're high, you get the money.
Yeah.
But see, I ain't even been the hot.
Oh.
I guess I ain't got that much.
So, this is a song you need to see on Masculine Footwear. You listening to Blaque LipStixxx.
Baby, I get high. I knew the first time I got high, I thought bugs and shit was my face.
I heard a bird was saying your breath stank. Your breath stank.
What?
I swear to God, I heard a bird say your breath stank.
I can't.
I cannot even Blaque LipStixxx Color ATL Radio. I tell you tonight, we are truly celebrating life because anytime you can get a laughter, if you can laugh at yourself,
Yeah.
you have done a great job for the day.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, I mean, if I fall down, I'm gonna laugh at me first.
I'm gonna laugh too.
Because I know everybody, see nowadays everybody do this. They don't help you up, they get your phone.
Right.
This
That
nigga
is so
failed.
funny that you just said
They
that.
didn't fail.
I got drunk and filmed my cell phone. I'm not paying to my phone. I like, how can I get on the ground? I feel it's still in here.
You have to celebrate your life. Life is too short. It's too short. And if the statistics is right, we are in trouble if you don't celebrate your life. Now, before we left off, and talk with Vaughn, you were telling us about how you got in this situation. It was the wifey thing.
Yes.
Briefly, how was that? How did that pan out? Like,
surprisingly well. I got there when I realized she was there. She knew that I was there, but we hadn't interacted with each other.
Oh wow!
In the morning, she woke up. She cooked my breakfast and brought it to me. And I'm like, should I eat this?
Was you the bottom one?
I didn't know, but she didn't know me from a can of paint. But I guess she knew what he told her of me.
Okay.
So she fixed my food. I said, I'm done eating. Can you finish? She was like, yeah. He was like, oh, just take it in there to her. She gonna watch it. She gonna do all that. Okay, so I walk in.
Let me ask a question before you finish. Was he fine? Cause ain't no way
No.
in the hell.
No.
I'm gonna fix your ass some damn Apple Jacks and bring you up. And matter of fact, it ain't gonna even be in the boat. He got some damn Apple Jacks in one of the Kool-Aid jars.
Listen.
For your own shit. Are you for real?
No. He's one of those, okay, Fat Man Scoop. I don't think he's very handsome, but he's one of the type of lovable people you can fall in love with.
Okay.
He had a great sense of humor. So he was a big dude. He's black. He's overweight, but he was funny, and he had a great radio personality. So he was one of those type of people that she had been with him all of his years. So when he had his little promotion company and he had money and he was with this person, that person, she was always around. So they just stayed together.
Right. Was she?
No.
All right, so
y'all got me in trouble. I'm saying
You was a factor.
but no, that situation it ended because he wanted to kind of put me in everything in Atlanta, and I realized I didn't have an identity. He had me doing what he wanted me to do. I was in Atlanta and I still didn't know what I was gonna do, how I was gonna make money. I was staying with him, I didn't have to pay for anything. But for me to get around in my car and gas, I had to put money in my car. So it was like I had to come with a little money, but that's all I had. And I came here, I didn't have a brother or sister. My mom, my dad, everybody was in Mississippi. I came here alone, and 2 aunts that I did have, we didn't really have a relationship. Right. I called and said, Auntie, can I come stay? You're here? Yes, you can come stay. I came and it was like rules. The moment I walked through the door, and I'm like,
don't even breathe. Matter of fact, take 2 of them.
And I'm like, and the thing about it was, I just got here, so they have rules. It's like, I know you because she used to run a daycare. So she goes to sleep early. I can't go out. It's like, I need to know what I'm going to do. I need to be out in the city. I have to find it. I don't know what it is, but I need to find it. And modeling was just slow. And it's like so many women in Atlanta will do free work that it takes away the art from modeling from a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're not a part of the agency, a Wilhelmina agency or Cynthia Bailey agency. If you're not a part of that agency or you're hired, doing independent work doesn't really get you money. It just gets you exposure. Right. And you can be as exposed as you want to still riding hoopty. Right. And I mean, that doesn't help you. You're just a known broke person. And for me,
I never thought about a known broke person.
Yeah, you just a bum bitch. And it was one of those situations that I wasn't gonna be that. Cause like, oh, I saw you on such and such. That's what you want to do? So that wasn't gonna be me. Right. I mean, I got a decent car. It gets me. I mean, I'm cool.
Yeah, I got the minion out there.
Listen, so I mean, I'm good. I'm at a good place, and I had good transportation, so I didn't worry about that. But I knew that modeling was something to build my network. I could meet a photographer, I could meet a model. That model may introduce me to this promoter. So I was just meeting people because I wanted to be in entertainment, not necessarily know what, because I had a public relations. I wanted to get into radio. I wanted to be a radio personality. So it was different things that I wanted to do. And it was like, just get in there, just meet this person, meet the right people, and they'll put you where you need to be. So that's what I started to do, my journey in Atlanta. And it was just going through so many loops, trying to get to this person, and that person isn't the plug. So you try to go to this person, that person isn't the plug. So it was like really the first year and a half, knowing that everybody ain't who they say that they are.
Oh gosh, you said that.
So that's when my mom said, "What are you doing in Atlanta?" to mom, I'm still, you know, nickel and dime and trying to see what I can do. I would do little gigs, like my girlfriend would say, hey, I'm doing this shit with this guy, he's looking for another model. It's like $75 a gig for a couple of hours. I'm like, all right, cool, it's something to do. And I said, you know, but it's not consistent. I was going home a lot. And I'm like, I could go home and I could still see my clients back home. So I could still make some money and come back and just kind of drift off, you know, until I could come back to the city. So I said, why don't you just go to massage school? I said, you know what? I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to just go through the learning process again. And she was like, you need to do something. She said, you're not going to call me and tell me you can't pay your rent. You need to get your life together. I said, okay. I started dating this girl. And she said, if you don't, she said, I was doing massages and I wasn't licensed, I wasn't certified. It was just something that I did. And I went to a gym and just told everybody that I was a massage therapist. Everybody wanted my number. She's like, I don't like that. I don't like that you can go into a place and everybody can just have your number. And I'm like, well, it's business. They're not taking me on dates. And she was like, you know what? Until you get certified, I'm not going to take you serious. Get certified. I said, you know what? Okay. I called. I was sitting on TV like the Everest commercial. Yes. But I didn't call Everest. I did not call Everest. No.
What are you doing?
So I sat there. I made a phone call to the Atlanta School of Massage, and they stopped. Like the phone rang like 20 times. They got on the phone. Can you hold, please? Never came back to the phone. I don't want to be there. I called the next school after about 3 rings. They answered with the jolly greeting, like, "How are you? I'm well." Well, that's great. What brings you? You know, what makes you call today? I said, I'm interested in starting massage school. Great. What are you doing right now at this moment? I'm sitting on the couch. Well, you want to come? Well,
sitting on the couch.
So you want to come get a tour? I was like, I'm about to go to sleep. She said, you know what? Come before you go to sleep. You may never come. I said, you're right. I got in the car. She wasn't gonna let me off time. She said it's 29 minutes exactly from your location. When you come out of your apartment something, make a right, go down. She was talking to me. It was because of her that I got to that school. I got to the school and I started school the week after. So I started school, I finished school, I got certified, I got licensed, and I took massage a lot more serious. It was certain things I would never be a dancer. It was certain things that I could never go back and if massage ever didn't work, I could go back and do. Because once you get into this field, once you're a professional, people, you lose your credibility when you've done other, you're trying to do other things. Mm-hmm. So modeling became something that was just a hobby. I stopped pursuing it. I got published a few times. I made a cover of a magazine. I made a centerfold. So I did what I wanted to do with modeling. Mm-hmm. For back home, everyone who knew, oh, you used to model. I was like, well, I have paper. I have publications to say I've modeled, and I'm fine with that. You know, I got a chance to meet T-Pain at a video shoot, B.O.B., Waka Flocka. I met different people just in passing, and it's like you meet them, but you don't have relationships with them.
Right.
So I said, I want to have relationships, but I don't want to be a groupie girl. I want to be people's personal therapist. Right. And the thing that so many people, yeah, and this the thing, why so many people are lost in Atlanta is for when it comes to massage, when it comes to the industry that I'm in, they'll go to spas, Massage Envy, Massage Heights, Spa Citadel, places like that, and they'll get a watered down service, and they don't know how a massage should feel. Mm-hmm. So they basically, I get a massage, they all right, and it's like, if you get a massage from me, it's like, oh, that's my massage therapist. I'm going to see her next week.
Right. She's
like,
personal.
Exactly.
We got a relationship.
It's so much more personal, and it's because I have their interest at heart. When you go to massage me, they'll ask you, okay, where anybody hurts, da da da.
They just run. And they do it like this.
Yeah. So I mean, it's so generic. They give everybody the same generic massage, and it's like, I don't do that. Everything is personalized. The massage he gets will be completely different from yours. But you'll both have the same experience. Like, I enjoy my massage, and it's like, I want to get that across. It's so hard being independent, though. Right. People trust Massage Envy. They've been around 20 years. Yeah. People trust Massage Heights. They've been around 10 years. Spa Citadel. They trust places like that because of their track record. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's so much harder for me to get in the door with anybody because I don't have a track record. But I stay in the streets, and I'm promoting at every event I can go to. I'll do free events. I'll do church events. So I make myself available so people can see me work. And I tell people, don't vouch for me unless you let me touch you. Right. Don't tell anybody, oh, she's a great therapist. You've never got a massage me. Don't say that because it's gonna become like, oh, you're just saying that because that's your friend. Right. Don't say it because you're my friend. Get on my table. Don't tell anybody about this service until
we got your table here.
I mean,
we got your table.
Who's trying to be first?
Who volunteering?
So it don't take long for me to
move 2 chairs on this side. It's just a chair now. It's just a chair.
So it's not the type.
But you don't want
Like,
a little
I do got this crack in my neck.
But the jacket now it's a little tight. Now I have to penetrate through your clothes.
Okay,
So you may want to take the jacket off if you want me to get to the neck.
I gotta get naked.
No, that's not what we do.
what we do.
Listen, that's a little misconception. My dad wanted. I told my dad I want to give you a massage, and my dad calls me chicken. He said, he's like, chicken, I'm sorry. He said, I love you to death and I love what you're doing, but you ain't about to see me naked. I said, Dad, you ain't gotta get naked. That's not what a massage is. I said, even those who do choose to get naked, when you go to a massage, like you get a table massage, you don't. If you're naked, you're still covered. They only uncover the parts of the body that they're working on. So I'm working on your back, I'll expose your back, but when I'm done, I cover it. So he was concerned about being nude. It's like, no, it's not like that. And then guys with malicious intent may be like, oh, do you massage everything?
Yeah, because that was my next question. At the table, I'm gonna talk to us at the same time.
Okay.
I want to know: have you ever ran into one of them, persons that's already heated up? I mean, they laying on their back, and you turn around and look like, where's that mountain coming from?
Yes, I've had that. Yes, I've had that recently, actually.
See, that was embarrassed. What's wrong?
He was embarrassed too. He kept trying to cover it, hide it, and I'm like,
Dude, we're giving a massage.
It was no, but the thing about it, to be aroused in a massage is very natural.
Okay.
So it's like it doesn't make me feel any type of way. It makes some people uncomfortable, like female therapists. It makes them uncomfortable because they think that you want something.
What
And
if
it's
it's a
not
rock or,
It's what a rock.
what if it's somebody like, who else is?
What if somebody's popular that's handsome?
Denzel.
Yeah,
What about-
somebody like that and naked. How would you refrain yourself?
I'm not attracted. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Okay, well, he was being Rihanna.
And I'd be like, I can't see her erection.
No.
If she fucked up my brain, I would never know. So she could be sitting there and thinking what she wants to think, and I don't read minds, but I feel energy.
Right, and that's another question.
Yes.
Because I do know that we had a narcoleptic, and it's funny because he is narcoleptic, and he used to do the massage, and that's the only way he stayed woke.
Oh,
But
wow.
once he finished, he was gone. Okay, but he said it was more of a spiritual thing to feel the person's energy in their spirit,
Mhm.
and he did the whole healing thing before he touched you.
That's Reiki. You have an energy
Okay.
massage called Reiki.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to touch a person to massage them.
Okay.
You really you pull the energy off of a person.
Okay.
So to become a Reiki master, you go through different steps. You go through meditation, and it's steps before you become a Reiki master. But you'll have a person in a chair, and you have different chakras of your body.
Okay.
You have your crown chakra, which is at the top of your head. Your third eye, which is like your intuition.
Like
which
that
is-
The third eye.
Well, you only have one eye, so you kind of don't count.
Oh, that is my bad.
So-
Okay, so we
So you have the third eye, which is your intuition. Then you have your throat chakra, which is your truth.
Mhm.
If you ever have problems with your throat, like you feel like, when you want to cry but it won't come out,
Right.
or when you're holding a secret,
Yeah.
that's your throat chakra. You won't relieve that pain until you relieve your truth. So you may be hiding something from your best friend, your daughter, somebody, but you'll feel different when you're around it. It's
once
because
you release that.
once you release that truth, it'll go away.
Girl, we should have.
So-
That's what we should have been talking about. How
The
it
energy
ties
knows.
into the spirit.
Absolutely. And massage is very much, it's one of those things. People look at massage as just an indulgence. It's just something to do, but it's more of a maintenance. It's just like taking your car for an oil change. A massage is an oil change for your body. With lupus, like I told
I was just
What
gonna
is
say,
the
the
girl?
move on.
I believe one of the girls who was on my team said that she had AIDS. And I told her that massage helps with blood reproduction.
Mhm.
When you have more white blood cells and red blood cells, your attack cells are attacking your good cells.
Right.
I said with massage, you create more red blood cells. So you can create more blood cells to help you balance out your bad cells. I can't cure AIDS or cure lupus, but if I can continue to help blood reproduce, you can have healthier cells in your body. If you're in a constant a routine of getting massage, you're gonna have a healthier body. You're gonna have better blood production and also a healthier immune system.
So
So you can
basically,
fight off disease better.
so with lupus, if I was to come to you, what would be a good every week, every month? What would be?
I mean, with someone with the condition, it's also based off your eating too, because that's. I mean, and it's not
You
necessarily.
don't like that one.
I mean, it's not like you have to be on a diet, but it's what you put in your body. I mean, how often you put things in your body And what the good things are, what the things are, you exercise, it's a lot of things that come into play. Someone who has a, I don't want to say a disease, but someone who has a condition, someone who has a condition based off your work schedule, your stress level, all of that plays in part too. So it's healthy to have it at least once a month. I have a client, I saw him on Thursday. I'm seeing him tonight after our session, after our interview. And he's one of those who just wants a massage for the pleasure of it. Regardless of how you want to spend your money, I'm fine.
Right, give it to me.
So no, I'm fine with it, but I would recommend getting massage twice a month to once a month. Like, so if you get it every 2 weeks or at least once a month.
Okay.
But,
well, what we're gonna do, Miss Roxy D is about to give Vaughn.
She's about to attack me.
Give Vaughn some
healing. You'll have to take your glasses off.
While Vaughn is getting some healing, we're gonna get into some music. DJ B. Craig, give us something. Okay. All right, all right.
The oh, let me see the tips are on. Yeah, 1994. $60 for like that by the DJ. One time,
I'm so excited.
It's a lot of short
And you real serious where I'm coming from. And sometimes it be over your head. What's coming through sweat. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on, you're gonna have to bend your neck down.
That's all right. We family.
Okay, yes we are. Don't fall asleep on.
I'm sleeping already. Right here. Right here. Coming on for real.
No, I didn't know, not at all. I get that. I'm not playing. I had one of my girlfriends think that I was really surprised my phone. I said I was on Skype. And the moment I touched it, started talking. She thought I was gonna say, and I'm serious. She was so convinced that I was gonna say, massage is right. So many people need to experience it. So many. I don't know. And again, they think it's just a button. But if they knew how much it does the body, you don't know how much the body hurts.
I'm like, it was so alone. Since your pretty ass, soon as you came in the door, I just wanted to tell about the sacrifice the road. Driving to the money, introduced you to my stove. So that I can wait for that you really listen for love. See my top player, we be counting up, but they call it bingo. We be selling dope, talking about the Lambos. When I was young, so there's a lady I'm coming with. Everybody else you came in the door. I just want to tell God it's like a road. Now into the money, introduced you to my stove. So God, I'm whipping up, she remix it for love. So my dad plays like it's the bingo. Baby, got it love, I can buy the bingo. We just sat down, talking about the Lambos. Make this 60 grand, but I want the bingo. Girl, I swear I love that, I should look the bingo. It's the strength of it, it was like a bingo. Everybody, I know it was like a bingo. And I'll be money, I'll be smoking up for you, and I will know. But me back, that is, shit, I'm not the show. I want to go, and I'm not the show. But me back, but me back, and I do my baby. I love you more than me, love you, baby. And I get on with my baby. I'm in the kitchen, cooking calls, and I get on with my baby. I love you more than me, love you, baby. And I get on with my baby. I'm in the kitchen, cooking calls, and I say hello. Since your pretty ass, soon as you came in the door, I just want to tell God it's like a road. Now into the money, introduced you to
What's up? This is the song Mix CEO Masculine Footwear. You're listening to Black Lipstick Color ATL Radio Mondays.
Nights 8 to 10 p.m.
The body looks like
All right, we are back. Black Lipstick Galore ATL Radio. I'm gonna tell you something. We got a very unique show. If you don't tune in, you are missing the best of the best. We start AUMA off on every Monday, but make sure you tune in on Tuesday for Feed the Street with my girl Pinky, my girl Jelly, and my dude Sam. Hey, Vaughn, how was the massage?
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
Hey, y'all, I still look good.
What?
He's
Really?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Let me let you know
Oh,
something.
like, shut up.
Listen,
Okay. All
you
right.
got scoliosis,
Mm-hmm.
you got a crook in your neck.
Uh-huh.
Roxy just massaged that demon out my neck.
You just said it was there.
Y'all, I had so much anxiety. Roxy, you are something serious. And I'm not just saying that. I feel so much better.
Well,
What you call it? My sciatica?
yeah.
I feel so much better. And I want to encourage people. It used to be a time where we supported Black businesses.
Right.
Because what you have is a business.
Yes.
And it used to be a Black hairdresser
Mhm.
that we went to, the
Mhm.
mortician, the grocery store, the Black pharmacy.
Mhm.
And I feel like we need to get back to supporting
Yes.
our community
Yes.
and put back into it.
Absolutely.
And my
Absolutely.
sister, I'm telling you, you might have to put me on call block because I'm gonna be calling you.
Right.
I don't turn money down. What I
Oh
look
my
like? What I
gosh,
look like?
man.
See, you just came and got some relief, so you're gonna leave.
And for
Who
free.
show? Who show you leaving?
Listen,
Black Lipstick Show. Exactly.
Only here.
Only here, baby.
Oh my God.
massage isn't something just to do. Massage is a maintenance thing. Everyone needs to be healthy, and that's what massage does. From diabetes to lung cancer, and a lot. You said earlier in the show, where does disease come from? A lot of disease comes from what we eat. A lot of disease comes from what we eat. Stress causes a lot of disease.
Absolutely.
Stress can cause lung cancer, just as well as smoking can. So we can do a lot to prevent the disease in our body. When we get sick, we don't have to go to the doctor. Going to massage school taught me when I have something wrong with my body, I know, like I can tell. I can tell when I'm nauseated and what it's from.
Mhm.
And that's without anybody telling me. My body tells me, your body never lies. So I want to start something called a massage challenge. And a massage challenge, if you don't enjoy your massage with me, you get money back, guaranteed.
Woo!
But see, this is the thing. This is how people don't know when they lie. When your body tells me that you feel good, but your mouth tells me that it wasn't, you can't become a client of mine because you're not honest.
Right.
And honesty goes such a long way.
Yes, it does.
It goes such a long way. But I tell people all the time, if you're going to refer me to somebody, get my service first. So you being able to get on the air and say, yo, get a massage, that's real. And I appreciate that.
Yes.
People that haven't gotten, listen, come get in my chair. I'm on Peter Street all the time. That's where I work. I have 2 spa locations and I work for myself. I do house calls, churches, anywhere.
Well,
So
let me ask you this.
yeah,
What
yeah.
about people who have gas and you pressing and punching and
And,
smashing? You want to smash out something?
You know, the little
every now and then, and I think people are too prideful to let it out, but you should. Just like an erection is natural to
Now you're
have.
professional.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because if
That's
you fart on me, baby, it's a wrap.
over.
It's
But
a
no,
You're not
no,
moving.
no,
Give us your money.
I take no. See, and I've learned it. When you go through school and you go through those things, you learn how to deal with. That's why when certain people aren't comfortable if a man has an erection, okay, we have to terminate the session. That's not how you should treat somebody because he could be. The music may have aroused him. It wasn't necessarily your touch.
Right.
So you have to learn how to be professional in all aspects of it.
So I had to frown my nose because I was just saying, I wonder if I smell some fart.
I didn't fart.
No. I had to know because she was talking. I was imagining myself rubbing somebody, they just fart. You know, you had a couple of eggs.
I'm sorry.
Now on the table, I had that
You have
happen.
a
On
gift.
it, when people lay on that table, they're so comfortable, their body's so relaxed, even in their sleep. I had a client that was just letting it go while he was sleeping. I'm like, I had him massage my mouth. He couldn't see my face, but it was tripping. But I'm trained to do this, so
Right.
it's just like.
You're professional.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah,
difference.
and it pays, it does. And a girlfriend told me, I said, massage is slow for me right now. I gotta get out today. I gotta go back home. She said, I told you so many times you can come work for the man I work for. I said, I can't work for anybody. I said, I'm gonna lose my freedom. I'm gonna lose my flexibility. And I'm gonna lose my power. I don't want to, those 3 that I won't sacrifice. I'll sacrifice money, I'll sacrifice time, but not my flexibility, my freedom, and my power. Because when I own this, I can turn down a session from anybody. I can choose oh, it's midnight, I don't want to take any appointments.
Right.
I can choose when I start work. I can choose when I stop work. I can choose who I offer my service to.
Okay.
And I don't discriminate. I have one of my oldest clients, he's 72. I massaged a lady at a health fair. She was 82, had never been touched. I gave her a massage and she moaned throughout that whole chair massage. And I felt so good that I was the one to give her that relief.
Right.
Just like you said that you feel so much
I
better.
kept calling her name. I was like,
She was on the I'm telling y'all, listen,
That's
it
what's up.
does. It works wonders. It really does.
Well, what I need for you to do, I need
Yes.
for you, because just like Vaughn said, we need to support Black business.
Absolutely.
And we would love, because you didn't have to come, you didn't have to bring your chair, but you did, because you're
Absolutely.
helping us celebrate life, and you're
Network
helping us
strong.
celebrate life, and we
Absolutely.
want you to tell us how we need to reach you.
Okay.
And of course, it's gonna be a whole video, and people are gonna watch this if they have, they
Mhm.
seen you right now,
Right,
Facebook,
right,
everybody's seeing their side, go down.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so tell us how we can reach you and your hours.
Okay.
I don't know if you do different rates or whatever, but
Okay.
give us some.
I'll give you a ballpark range of how my prices go and my availability. I'm available by appointment only, so you can contact me by email.
Mhm.
My email is roxxii, roxxii@gmail.com. Deposits are required, and I hate that I had to go to that because sometimes people who don't know me can look at that as skeptical, like I have to give you money before I meet you. But I have to run a business that way because I actually was at work. I left work to go see a client, to knock on his door, and he did not answer.
Oh, not
And it burned me up inside because you can say, okay, I'm not going to be available. Okay, I don't have the money. Whatever your issue is, you can say that. Be respectful enough to respect someone else's time.
absolutely.
So that burned me up. So deposits are required. I don't necessarily have to have a week's notice. If I know the day in advance, if I know the day of, the way my days go is by appointment only. I work at a spa on Thursday and Friday. Everyone can find me on Peter Street at Chic Beauty Bar. It's a new beauty bar downtown. I'm there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sundays. If you go in, ask for Roxy, you can book through there. My prices range for an in-call session. If you come to me, it's $85 an hour.
Okay.
If I travel to you, that's anywhere in Atlanta, it's $120. That covers your travel, that covers the setup. I come with my table, with my linens, my music, my oils, my hot stones, whatever service you request. I have a price list for different services. I offer hot stones, hydrotherapy, aromatherapy. And I'm the type of person, if you've never had a service, ask me what it is. Don't say, ooh, that sounds good.
Right.
Because you may not know it's a heat therapy. And if you have high blood pressure, you can't have heat. You can't have a heat treatment. And so many people are so uneducated about massage, they don't know what they can and cannot have. They may think, oh, because I got diabetes, I can't get a massage. When you need a massage if you have diabetes. A massage with me is so much different from Spa Sodal, massage MV, massage heights, because I tell you what your body needs. It's not just, oh, well, you heard it, okay, see you next time. I sit down and I tell you what you can eat better, what you can do, how you can exercise, what stretches will be better for you. And just from it, a peace of mind takes you a long way. So even that is offered in the massage. So between 85 to 120, that's the price range from whether you come to me, when that's even in the spa. If you come to the spa, it's the same rate. And if I travel out, it's that rate. Y'all can have my phone number too. I don't screen
No
call.
prank calling.
I mean, seriously,
No hard breathing.
serious inquiries only. But no, my number is 601-529-3087. Again, that's 601-529-3087. I don't take phone calls after 10:30 p.m.
So don't call someone, hey.
Right. I mean, and I get emails that just say, hey. No, if you want to book an appointment, say, hi, my name's John. I'm thinking about booking an appointment. What all services do you offer? I will respond to that email.
Professional.
Exactly.
Right.
You can choose from these 3 locations. Which one is closer? So I'll give you the opportunity. Some people like the convenience of being in their home. They don't have to leave. And that's why I love being a mobile therapist, because I can travel to you.
Right.
I'm flexible. You don't have to be in a waiting area, waiting room, whatever your complex is with massage. So I give people the 3 options, the 2 spas, or then my location, my in-home location, or then I come to you. Other than that, I do not have a website, but my website is coming. When it is available, I'll have it on my Instagram page. My Instagram page is the Body Specialist. THE Body Specialist. Um,
He's like, I think
yes.
that kind of sums it up. Well,
Yes.
I'm glad that you came.
Yes.
So am I.
And Vaughn's glad that you came.
Also, my government name is Keisha Collins. That's on my business card. So if you see me like, oh, you're not her, no, that is me.
Right.
On my business card, I had to have my government name because my license number is associated with my government. So if people call me Roxy, Keisha, it's either or.
Speaking of, can you accept my Facebook request, please? Thanks.
You know, I can.
I know.
I just didn't know.
No. What's going on?
I'm looking. I'm going to.
It's A. Marie on there.
Okay.
But thanks for coming out, Vaughn.
Absolutely.
Thanks for giving us the truth.
Yes.
Yes.
And just spreading more love than what, it's needed out there.
Yes,
and,
it is.
And you can hear through our show. It was love here. Like you said, we family.
We family here.
So we did what we did. You told us your story, and somebody out there is listening. You helped somebody.
And for me, you will see me out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Wayfield. Wayfield has leg quarters that are 39 cents a pound.
Uh-huh.
You can buy
Lord,
a bag of potatoes.
Uh-huh.
I will be cooking that this weekend, and I will be downtown feeding the hungry.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
And this is my passion. This is my life. Basically, I've turned around my bad, and I'm going to turn into something good, and I'm running for my life. But instead of turning backwards, I'm helping someone. So I'm going to buy me some leg quarters and buy a bag of potatoes. I'm going to make some chicken and some potatoes, and I'm going to feed the hungry.
I love that.
That's right.
I love
But we know what, you just missed ours. We just did it on July 8th. We do it quarterly here for this radio
That's
station.
beautiful.
So we have our drive, which is coming up August the 1st.
Let's start a food pantry.
Hey, we got the cans
There
coming
you
in.
go. That's
All right,
wonderful.
so we're gonna link up. We're gonna get some things going on because our community needs it.
Absolutely.
Once we start, instead of talking about it and bashing our Generation X,
Right.
we need to embrace them more.
Absolutely.
Embrace them
Get
more.
them out.
I was gonna touch on the Sandra Bland, but we're gonna go ahead and move it on because that's a touchy subject, and our show is up. But I thank you guys for coming out. We got Vaughn, Roxy D,
Yes.
B, Craig on the ones and twos, and always my executive assistant, Miss Hot Topic. Let's get it, B, Craig.
Yes. I think we had so much to talk about. Struggle is real. Are you gonna come get on the chair? You gonna come get on the chair?
No problem.
But why? See, she gonna do that. Why would you say no? It's not gonna walk away.
I got all of
So was there any feedback? Like was there any feedback? Oh really?
Yeah, see, it's live right there. Oh, we get a lot. Our shows really get a lot of people.
Right. Okay.
Don't worry, we'll call you back.
Okay.
Yeah, you catch me.
Well, I told her like it is.
I think reaching out to the youth is something you need to do. Yeah, you tell your story.
It's real. And I was a little sensitive when I first got real nasty with it, but it's my first time.
So you have to know when you come on this show.
So I want to see them.
Like you said, guys, you walk it.
That's okay. You got it. $28,000. Hey, you know, I like to pay you come back and get my brother. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
You gotta get it. Oh my God.
Okay, so you lower back up.
Where? No, that's another free.
Rhythm is a dancer. I need a companion. Girl, I guess there must be a body like the sun, talking like no other. Don't you tell them what we do. Don't tell them, don't tell them, you ain't even gotta tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, you ain't even gotta tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them.
I'm gonna get your number, okay? I love you.
You ain't no from Chicago, I just feel like brown with it. And nobody take me out though. You got kids, bring them down to South Pole. Burn God up, put them out. Don't you worry about it, I gon' work it out. Only you got me feeling like this. Love you, baby, the rhythm in your ears. Rhythm is a dancer. I need a companion. Girl, I guess there must be a body like the summer, talking like no other. Don't you tell them what we do. Don't tell them, don't tell them, you ain't even gotta tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them, you ain't even gotta tell them, don't tell them, don't tell them. Girl, they fool with it, but you know I know what to do with it. I get it out, girl, we talking laps. If you got a fool